So, very disappointing loss. Um, kind of different than the other ones as far as having the lead late, which means you're controlling the game, 6 minutes left. I think we score 5:43, and so either side can win it, you know. Defense stops, the offense has the ball. So, make 3 first downs, make them use their timeouts, and win the game. It's everything that you want. Then they stop us, so then defense has a shot. And, if we stop them, win the game. So both sides having a shot, it's very discouraging. Usually you just get one shot. And so if either one does their job, we're sitting here with a really big win, versus a very talented team. So tough one to swallow. Probably tougher than the other ones, because it was right there.
Questions for Coach? Nick Suss, you're up first.
Lane, can you kind of just talk us through the decision making on the last 2 offensive drives, the 3 and out, and then the last drive there, how it ended?
As far as
it seemed like y'all came out a little bit conservative on the 3 and out, and then not using the timeouts early on the last drive.
Yeah. So the first one, you're in 4 minutes, so that's what you do. I know you're not used to seeing it because we don't usually do it, but you got to run the ball, and we're thinking that those situations, John gives us the best chance, and you got to let the clock run down like we did. Just felt in the 2 minute, we were trying to push it downfield, and when he gets tackled, the guys weren't way down there to have to use the timeout, so just trying to get back and have him, and could have worked. Like we throw the ball to Kenny, and wherever he was, the 10-yard line, so we would have had that last timeout, to call it with 3 seconds right there and have a chance to win the game. So, you want to conserve them as long as you can, in situations. So, unfortunate Kenny drops that, or, it would have been a crazy ending there. I don't know. You guys probably know better than me. I felt like he was down, the 10-yard line, so we'd had one play with 3 seconds to win the game. I mean, we would have went for 2, so to try to win the game.
John with WCBI.
Lane, you guys were obviously right there, as you just mentioned, in a couple of those games too earlier this year, not even just today, like, the Alabama game, Arkansas, and so is learning how to kind of effectively closing out these games, is that something that comes with building a new program with new guys, or how do you kind of really build that ability with the new group?
Yeah, I think that's always the case. If guys aren't used to winning, you got to – and I talked to him about it. It's not a magic formula. There's no pixie dust, You got to make more plays than they do and execute the situations, and, that's what winning teams do. So I don't know. I'd like to think they think we're going to win, but, winning teams have that feeling like, hey, we got the ball, we're going to go win. They got the ball, we're up, we're going to stop them and win. So it's a mentality that, I try to talk it, throughout the game, like, hey, this is it. I was telling them, hey, we're going to stop them on defense, get the ball back, and, in the game running the ball for over 300 yards rushing, versus Auburn. So it's what should have happened. We didn't do it. I think, again, John, he gets so excited that I think he wants to make a play that can be good and bad. He pulls the ball on the zone read because he just, he's so competitive, and wants to play versus, the ends wide and hand it off. So that's what you get with him, and I understand that, especially because he doesn't play as much. So it was good that we got him involved early. The 2 quarterbacks and the 2 running backs, all had, over 50 yards rushing in the game. So it was good that we had answers to the issues last week. These guys copied them like they should and came out, which they normally don't do, dropped 8, played odd tight and dropped 8 the whole first quarter. And so, we had some new runs, some new wrinkles, so we knew if we didn't do that, we were going to see that all year long. So that was good, and actually ran them out of it, and they got back to 4 down after that. So I think we were a lot more patient. Again, here's 51 runs in the game. Well, we run the ball more than anybody in the conference.
Harris Alford.
Hey, Lane, from your vantage point, what did you see on Auburn's last touchdown, the long play to Williams with Kenny covering. What did you see, or Pedron? What did you see there?
I don't know. You guys can probably see better than me from, seeing TV and stuff and press box. So, I don't know if you guys are here. It doesn't look like it. So, you're watching TV. You probably see better than me. I just look like we're in man. We got beat. So, very unfortunate. I'm not making any excuses. I look out there. The game's on the line, and I look out there, and the nickel in the right corner are two people that a week ago were on offense. So that's just a situation that we're in. 4 and 6 are out there trying to make call. We're actually telling them what to do during the game. This is like high school, but it is what it is.
Did you get an explanation on why the kickoff play was not reviewed?
Well, they said they did. So, you don't really challenge anymore in college because they review everything supposedly. So there's no use of challenging because, I go to the guy and he says they looked at it and said they didn't see anything. So even when they don't stop it, they're still looking. Now, why they didn't stop and look closer, I have no idea. That's equivalent of a scoring play, which they stop all the time now, forever it feels like. So I don't know. Someone said post game that looked like his finger definitely moved. But whatever.
James?
I know it was mentioned in the last question with, 4 and 6 both being on the field on defense. Is that something we can expect to see in the future? Is it just going to be a this week thing because of COVID numbers?
I don't know. They're over there, and so credit to them. This is I thought we're playing Auburn in an SEC game, trying to win an SEC game, and it's like high school. We got 2 players that were on offense at the start of the week, going over there trying to learn all these calls, playing defense. So just is what it is. For whatever reason, we got hit over there with COVID and injuries a lot.
Nate Gabler?
One more question about that clock management. You guys have that 4th and 5 from about midfield, 4 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. Why take that timeout instead of just taking the 5-yard penalty when you're going to punt?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's very fair. We were trying to draw them off sides with a hard count, and so we usually figure, okay, hey, the timeout's not as important because we're ahead, and so they're going to end up having to use their timeouts, but that's a very fair question.
Nick Suss?
What look did you see on the fake field goal try that kind of made you want to go for that in the third quarter?
It was just something we'd said during the week, that our special teams guys felt good about it, and that flip, and I think the flip was a little bit short, so he kind of had to come back a little bit, so he couldn't run on the edge. And I don't mind fake field goals when they don't work. It's not the end of the world because you can miss the field goal, and so I think we missed the same exact spot, same hash versus Florida, when we tried to kick. So I know fans and people say, oh, you missed that. Well, you can miss the field goal too. Fake punt, that's the disaster, when you don't make them.
When you have situations like that one and the interception in the end zone that kind of seem to be repeating through these first 5 weeks of the season, what do you say to your guys to kind of shore up some of those game-changing mistakes?
Well, we're always going to be aggressive. Our players know that. We're going to, fake things, go for it more than on 4th down than anybody in the country. So I think that your players like that. You have confidence in them, so I think that's a good thing. But the interception was very disappointing. Now, they covered it really well, but he just threw it so late, especially after the emphasis all week. Outside of that, he did a really good job. There's a 3rd down to Mingo where he didn't force the ball and checked it down, and he ended up making it on 3rd and 10, make the 1st down, so on that touchdown drive, so that was good to see.
Nate Gabler?
What's the status on Jalen Jones? Obviously, he's out now. Saw a report that it was an upper body injury. How is he?
He is out for the season. He had surgery, so very unfortunate, especially at a position that we need help and a great kid, and so he is out for the year.
Is it an upper body injury?
Yes.